So it was a late summer evening. I had been working a lot of graveyard shifts, doing direct support care. My girlfriend at the time, she was a bit of a night owl, and it was the end of my week. I was rather tired from the week. I didn't get a lot of sleep through the week. Trying to sleep throughout the day, it can be very awkward, and I would work 4 10-hour graveyard shifts. So in this instance, I was ready for bed. I was exhausted. She was not quite ready for sleep yet. I was a little frustrated. We'd been together a while, and I was used to having her there, so it was kind of hard to sleep without her next to me. Anyways, she decided to stay up and watch some television, and I was frustrated. I said, all right, well, I'm going to go back and I got to get some sleep. So, not a whole lot to it. I went back, I laid down and was trying to get to relaxing. Started reaching my comfortable spot where sleep would occur. And I think I was right around that point where I was pretty comfortable, getting relaxed. I was ready to be nodding off. And lo and behold, I had a strange feeling. Something kind of disturbed me for no reason. And I opened my eyes and I looked to the foot of the bed. And standing at the foot of the bed is my girlfriend. Not expecting her, did not hear her come into the room, but there she stood. Stood in complete silence. Something was unnerving. And as I looked at her, I realized she was just standing there. Dressed in black jeans, had a black shirt on, and her head was just cocked to the side. Just tilted and just staring silently, not saying anything. And this went on for a few seconds, and I was thinking, okay, what's going on? So as I continued to lay there and watch her, she stood there for some time, just with her head tilted to the side, not moving, just motionless, staring back at me. Room was dark. Thought, what are we doing? And I never said anything. The longer it drew on, the more unnerving it became. And so as I laid there, finally, she started to move from the foot of the bed and began to climb up on top of me, slowly. And the further and further it moved up the bed, it's funny, I refer to it because something was very unnerving about the whole situation. And the further and further she climbed up on top of me, I was becoming trapped underneath the blankets. And her eyes did not blink. Something about her eyes was wrong. And finally, about the point where she reached to the point where my arms were going to be pinned, and this is completely unlike me. It was fight or flight instinct. I reeled back my right arm, and I cocked a fist, ready to swing. Something was not right. And normal human reaction would be to jump back. Whatever that was sat on top of me, trying to pin me underneath the blankets, slowly sat up and said, wow, jumpy or something? And I remember my heart beating fast in my chest and not being able to recollect what was occurring. Did not make any sense. Why am I in fight or flight? And I remember sitting there for some time with that arm cocked back and a closed fist. And I don't remember whatever was sitting on top of me crawling back off the bed. After moments, whatever was there had vanished from the room. And once I was able to calm down, I began thinking to myself, why? Why would she do that to me, knowing how exhausted and fatigued I was? I lay here and I need to get some sleep. And I remember, shortly thereafter, I heard the footsteps down the hall. And out of the corner of my eye, once again, I see my girlfriend. And she's peeking around the corner, like she's checking on me. And didn't say anything. And she turned and she went back down the hall. Well, at this point, nerves frazzled, and I was awake and adrenaline going and thinking what just occurred. I remember getting up and going out to the front room where she had been watching TV. And I asked her, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you not allowing me to get sleep? I'm having a hard time trying to get to sleep as is, and then you're back there messing with me and crawling on top of me. And she had a strange look on her face and asked me to elaborate. So I began to explain the situation. And after I'd finished my story, she said how creeped out she had just been. She had this unnerving feeling. And this place that we were at, we were kind of sitting watch over and, carrying, making sure it was unoccupied for someone else that was renting it. Had a screen door, and the front door was open, and we had it open, trying to let in some cool air. She had this strange feeling that something was wrong. So in between what was occurring and happening to me, she had went to the front door and was having a cigarette, so her smoke, would blow out, and escape with the heat out the screen. And she had this unnerving feeling. She felt like something passed through the door and passed through her and had went back to the bedroom. A very, very unnerving, creepy experience. So when I saw her peeking around the doorframe to the bedroom, she was actually checking on me to see if I was okay, that there wasn't something back there with me. Why this occurred? What happened? I don't have any realization to. But in the same instance, I felt like this occurrence was an attack. Whatever was back there with me had mimicked my girlfriend in order to get that close to me. What its intention was, I'll never know. But it was an experience that not only had I experienced, but my girlfriend had experienced the same thing. And it was something that we had experienced that we will never forget. Now, one thing that we both noticed later, I almost forgot to include, was that when I had went to bed, I was in my pajamas, and my girlfriend was in her pajamas as well. Whatever was at the foot of the bed, hair was not pulled back in a ponytail. It was completely different dressed, and within a matter of seconds. There's no way possible that my girlfriend could have changed her clothes, brushed her hair, and everything else. Quite the experience. Let me know if any of you have had similar experiences. But that will end the story for today. And if you like, feel free to share, subscribe, and until next time, thanks for visiting White or Black. We'll see you in the next video.